Good afternoon, everyone. It is Saturday, the 11th of April, the day before Easter. Excited to be here today with Jay Helms, a guy I've come to know and proud to call a friend. Got involved with Jay. Really, Jay, I found you on the Bigger Pocket podcast, I believe is how I originally found you. And then since then, a friendship and relationships evolved from there. I've joined your mastermind on the W2Capitalist and been a part of that Facebook group. Jay's the founder. I'll let you actually introduce yourself, but wanted to bring Jay on for a couple reasons today. Jay is a very experienced investor. I value his opinion. He's very well connected, but he also has something really special that he's doing next weekend that I think everybody should know about. And more importantly, is supporting what I think is an incredible cause. So I just wanted to bring Jay on to talk about that a little bit. So I guess, Jay, just to get started, tell people who you are and kind of what you're doing, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So thank you, Jamie. And yet we've never met physically, but we spend at least an hour, I guess every week, or maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours every week chatting in the mastermind. So I feel like you're a brother from another mother, and one day the in-person meeting is going to happen. So we get past all this COVID stuff. We'll have to plan something for sure. But yeah, I've been investing. My wife and I've been investing since 2014, really, or excuse me. Yeah, 2014 was when we first bought our first property. And since then, through buying and selling and some syndications where we're general partners and limited partners on, we're now up to 323 units. Now, of course, we don't own all of those ourselves, but we do have a small piece to that is just ourselves, and it's just worked out really, really well. And excuse me, the biggest thing that I can say is that for those who are wanting to get into this, what has helped us grow this is just to talk, sure. Right? Talk to everybody, talk to what you want to do. You're going to hear all the stuff why you shouldn't have. And when you hear that, you just need to go away from that. That is fresh on my mind because of something happened earlier this week at work. But yeah, we've been doing that, and we're down to a point where, we want to give back we want to be able to give back to certain organizations, right? And donate. We don't do enough of that. It's something my wife and I talked about. We've talked about it for years, and we'll do the, annual thing at Christmas or Thanksgiving and whatnot. And it's small, it's $100 there, $200 here kind of thing. And a couple of years ago, I got introduced to Operation Underground Railroad. Their sole mission is to abolish child sex slavery, which, as they put it, there's over 2 million, an estimated 2 million kids who are wrapped up into that worldwide. And so, and the scariest thing about that is most of it's in the U.S. You think that it's outside the U.S. You think it's not in your neighborhood. It is. And I recently released a podcast where I interviewed Gary McIntosh, who is their recently new development manager. And when he started talking about some of the things that's going on, and when they go on these operations and people just start coming out, you don't really think about, I'm never letting my house out of the kids again. I'm letting my kids out of the house again. You know what I'm saying? It's just, he even talked about, he didn't tell me the exact country. I don't remember. But even there was a country whose beauty queen got wrapped up into this. And she was like it was not Miss America. Let me make sure that I don't think of or know of, but picture Miss America being the recruiter for some of these and talking to these young girls and saying, hey, look, you want to blah, 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 then come meet with me. And basically they drag them to this event where now they're, scooped up into sex trafficking, and it having young kids myself, and this is boys and girls, right? They get caught up into this. Mainly you think of girls because just the way the world works, whatnot. But it drives me insane thinking about it. And so a few years ago, we got to know about Operation Underground Railroad. I started donating to them, just, $100 here, $200 there. Last year, we launched the podcast. I had a guy on, and he was extremely thankful for the opportunity to come on. And he said, hey, what organization? I want to make a donation in your honor to whatever organization you're a part of. And I was like, well, here's Operation Underground Railroad, and told him a little bit about that. And then a couple of days later, he emails me his receipt where he donated $500 to them. And I'm like, wow. And he didn't know about him. And,
Yeah.
it was one of those things where that light bulb really went off for me and said, okay, I have starting to build this platform to where I can really make a difference. And that's kind of what this is about. Next weekend, we have the W2Cap Summit. We've got 10, well, we're a week away. You would think I'd have the presenters like nailed down, but they keep coming back and say, no, I want to be part of this. So now we've got, I think 11, maybe 12 presenters that are going to connect just like this through Zoom. And by the way, keep me close on time, because if not, I will just talk.
I got you. Yeah.
But they, they're all coming out saying, I want to be a part of this. I want to help raise awareness. And it's a day and a half, may come out to 2 days in the end, but all walks of real estate niche focus, right? There's syndicators, there's wealth investors, there's self-directed RA folks, and then mobile homes. So wholesaling,
Yeah.
so if there is a niche in real estate, we've got them lined up to cover the topic. And it's just, I can't believe the date's here. Like
Right.
I was telling my wife, she was like, no, because she could read it on my face. She goes, now that you're getting some people registered, because it was slow going at first. And she goes, now that you're getting people registered, are you happy? And I was like, well, yes, but no,
Yeah.
because, and we were just talking before you hit the record button, we've got over 300 people registered now. And I told you, if I got 100 registered, I was going to be excited.
Yeah.
But every time we hit a new benchmark, now we're going up, right? So it goes up for me. But yeah, I'm really excited about that, and can't wait to see what happens
Man,
with
I'm
it.
excited for it.
Yeah, and the big thing is one of the presenters is Bill Allen. I think he's kicking off the conference. He and I are from Pensacola. I've met him like once or twice. And he's the guy who's now behind 7-figure flipping.
Mm-hmm.
But he is really involved with Operation Underground Railroad as well. And I think last year at his conference, they raised 6 figures
Right.
to make a donation. And so I put out a post on Facebook and said, all right, my 2020 goal is I'm going to raise $10,000 for Operation Underground Railroad. And if you don't have friends like Bill in your life, you need to evaluate the circle that you're in, because he said, Jay, 10,000 is a drop in the bucket for the people you're connected with. Make it 50. Because if you make it 50, I'll donate 5 on top of that. So I can't, I was dared when I was a junior in high school to shave my head.
Mm-hmm.
It stayed that way since. So I've learned to back down from some challenges, but when something as awesome as Operation Underground Railroad is a part of it, it's hard to say no. So that's our goal for the year. The summit coming up April 17th through the 18th is part of it. Now it's all virtual. It was all virtual before COVID was coming out, just because that's the world I know, right?
Yeah, and people can find that at www.w2capsummit.com, correct?
Absolutely. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. I
Yeah,
was
no
going to get
worries.
away with not saying
It's if I remember correctly, you've made it a free event, and pretty much you're just encouraging people to donate to your link on Operation Underground Railroad.
That's it. Yeah. At $5, $10, whatever you have goes to it. And you'll hear in the podcast that I had with Gary McIntosh, 87 cents on the dollar goes to rescuing kids.
And I'll put that link in the notes as well for anyone that wants to kind of read more about that. So I want to tie this in a little bit. So we've got the summit coming up. You've got all these great speakers. Why do you think it's important right now, especially for people to get on and be a part of this? Kind of, what are your thoughts? What are you hearing? You're very well connected. I'm interested to just get your opinion on this market, like the craziness that's going on, where you think it's going, and really tie it into this summit. Because I think that I'm going to get so much out of this next weekend that I'm not going to, know how to keep my head on straight. So
yeah,
fill me in.
Well, yeah. So, you kind of have to see what's going on right now with the economy. And, if you follow the stock market at all, which I do very little, it has taken a bath over the last couple of weeks or last couple of months. And usually the real estate market follows that. It's a little bit slower to react, which is why I like investing in real estate, because it's not as volatile, right, when it comes to that. So I think there is going to be, I don't think it's going to be anything like 07, 08. I do think there's going to be a dip in the market. And when that happens, or if we're going to a recession, we're not there yet. I think a recession is defined by um, three quarters of negative GDP growth.
Right.
If we go into that, then obviously eventually it'll come back up, right? But during that time, you as an investor or as a potential investor need to sharpen your axe. You need to sharpen your tools, get really clear. I had this conversation with the guys that I work with. The reason why it's W2Capitalist, right, is because I have a W2. I'm a
Yep.
full-time husband, full-time sales manager. And I just told them, I said, look, we have an opportunity, because it really is an opportunity during this COVID crisis, to really get focused. We need to get crystal clear on who we're going after and what we can provide them.
Yep.
So the same thing is for a real estate investor. Is a lot of folks starting out, and I didn't know when I first started doing this. I bought a list and started dialing to try to do some wholesaling. Figured out very quickly that I bought the wrong list. I didn't have my filter set up
Yep.
correctly, but it is one of those things where when there is a lull happening, which I think we're on the brink of, is going to go down. It's, you make your money when you buy. I fully believe that. Now, right now, I don't, for what I invest in, right? So buy and hold investing, I haven't been to find a deal in quite a while.
Yep.
So I take this time to sharpen my axe, sharpen my tool set, work on the networking piece, right? I can't tell you every one of the deals that we've done that leads to our 323 units in our portfolio is because of a relationship. Those don't happen overnight, and I've now, one of my investing rules, because now people are coming to me and saying, hey, we invest in this, we invest in this.
Right.
One of my rules is, if I don't know you for 6 months at minimum, I'm not investing with you.
Yep.
Because there's just so much that could happen. And I feel like 6 months is enough time for me to get to know a person,
Sure.
quite well. So, but yeah, right now, focus on sharpening your knowledge set, and for experienced guys like you and me, this can become a time to expand into different niches,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
I get an itch about every 3 years where I want to flip a property. I've never done it. Usually there's some renovation project that comes up here at the house that satisfy that, and I'm done with it. But I have to look at holistically. Multifamily is great. It's provided really well for our family, allowed us to do a lot of different stuff. But now's the time for me to focus on different stuff, right? How do I get better at wholesaling? Is an easy one, because I've absolutely never done it and absolutely been horrible at it. So I think that's one of those things where I have to look back and see, okay, where should I apply my focus next? Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, man, I'm trying to keep these to 15 minutes. I feel like there's so much we can unpack here. I want to really let people know about this summit. Again, it's www.w2capsummit.com. Jay's just asking for donations to Operation Underground Railroad. I'm going to be donating. I'll post all those links in the profile. But Jay, if people wanted to reach out to you, get to know more information, I'll obviously put the link to the summit coming up. But how else can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, so the mastermind and our community that we're starting to build, and right now it's through Facebook, but it could go anywhere eventually. But it's at W2Capitalist.com. My email is jay@w2capitalist.com, and my cell phone, if you want to give me a text, is 850-610-0966.
That's his real number, folks. I promise.
That's it.
So, again, guys, you can find me at O'Brien Homes on Instagram and Facebook. It's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. If you want to ask any questions, shoot me a message. If you reach this page looking to sell a property, check out JamieBuysHousesCash.com. We're happy to answer any questions you guys have. I've talked about it a million times. I think this is a people business. We're here to help people first and provide high quality, affordable housing to the Birmingham market. And Jay, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on. I know it's a short kind of part of your day, but taking the time to come on and chat with me. And I'm really excited for this summit. And I think it couldn't be for a better cause. You've really opened my eyes to what's happening all around us. And honestly, it scares the hell out of me. But,
yeah,
I think it's important that people be kind of aware of what the reality is.
Absolutely.
So, man, well, I hope you have a good day, and we'll be talking soon. Have a great Easter with the family.
Absolutely. Jamie, you too.
All
See you,
right.
buddy.
Thanks, man.